Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here. This is a panel discussion organized by Italian Insurtech Association and the Global Insurtech Alliance. The Global Insurtech Alliance is an alliance of insurtechs that was formed in 2017 through collaboration between founding members Insurtech Australia, InsTech London, Insurtech Asia, and FinTech New Zealand Insurtech Working Group. So the Alliance shared mutual interest in facilitating both localized and global collaboration and connectivity in the insurance technology space. The purpose of the Alliance is to connect the world's insurtechs, and we do that by driving insurance innovation, promoting and facilitating international collaboration, and connecting the global insurtech ecosystem. Tomorrow, with us today, we have Rita Yates from Insurtech Australia. We have Merttens from InsTech London. We have Kobi Bendelak from Insurtech Israel and Gnam from Insurtech Hub Munich. I start with Rita. Rita, thank you for being with us. Welcome. Can you please introduce yourself and make a brief summary of Insurtech Australia and your market, please?
Sure. Thanks, Yuri, and welcome everyone today. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm Rita Yates. I'm the CEO and the co-founder of Insurtech Australia. We have been in operation since 2017, so it was around the time when globally Insurtech was really starting to gain traction, and we saw a huge opportunity here in Australia. So since that time, we've had the mission of creating a world-leading Insurtech ecosystem. We are a member-based organisation, and we have now around 80 Insurtech startups and scale-ups that are members of ours, predominantly Australian Insurtechs, but we do have a few of those that are international Insurtechs that have scaled into the Australian market. And we're seeing a growing trend into more international Insurtechs, seeing Australia as a really great place to scale into. On the other side, we have a number of corporate partners, and we have almost 30 of those now, and they cross over all aspects of insurance. So they include insurers, brokers, legal and consulting firms, technology firms. We have a bank and other organisations that work across the insurance value chain. Our Australian Insurtechs operate right across insurance, all aspects of insurance. So everything that can possibly improve a customer's experience during the insurance process, whether it's from the distribution and the way that products are distributed, the efficiencies in the insurance space, and right through to the claims process. Our Australian Insurtechs also operate to, for the most part, look to go global from day one. So they build their products to actually work cross-border. We also see Australia as a really great place to be a startup within. We have a really culture that embraces innovation, and we are commonly rated in the top 10 countries as a global startup ecosystem. We have a strong and collaborative insurance industry here and a high standard of regulator. And certainly we're seeing increasing regularity of partnerships between Insurtechs and incumbents, which is a really positive sign. In Australia, our financial services and insurance services cross 10% of the gross economic value. So it's a fairly large portion. So insurance is a really important aspect of that. And interestingly, in the general insurance space, it certainly is captured by the big four insurers. So there's room for disruption and certainly room for innovation in the Australian market here. We are a founding member of the Global Insurtech Alliance, as Yuri mentioned, and we will also, and we have seen that as actually really important, particularly through COVID, to be very globally connected. So Australia is very far away, and we've had our borders shut for a very long time. So being a part of the Global Insurtech Alliance and co-founding that organisation a number of years ago has proved to be really valuable for us to create those pathways for our Insurtechs to scale globally, I should say. And finally, we are releasing our fourth Australian Insurtech ecosystem map later this month. So for anyone that's interested in finding out more about the Insurtechs that operate here in Australia, that's a really great place to start. It's a one-page snapshot that we put together with EY, and we'd love you to take a look.
Thank you. We'll certainly do. Thanks a lot, Rita. And when we were discussing about this panel discussion, you suggested that we could speak with you about open insurance. That is a topic we are very interested in. Can you tell us what's going on in open insurance in your market?
Yes, for sure. So it is currently an area of focus for us at Insurtech Australia. So as some of you may know, open banking legislation and consumer data right legislation hit the Australian shores in July of last year, initially rolling out to the big 4 banks in Australia. Really, that was driven by giving consumers greater choice and control over their banking products. Currently, there are licenses being distributed to third-party organisations for read-only access to that data, with action initiation on the radar as well from a legislative perspective. And the next 2 industries that are on the roadmap for the consumer data right are actually telco and energy. However, we would love to see insurance join that timeline. So in February this year, we set up an open insurance working group with representatives from our member organisations, our Insurtech members. And essentially the overarching purpose of the group was really to represent Insurtech in the early stages of policy development as the consumer data right is expanded from banking to other financial service products, which it will be. So we developed our first submission around a month ago, which went to the government. And we're hoping to see some results of that and hoping to see insurance join that roadmap in the not too distant future. But importantly, as part of that submission, what we really wanted to point out that there were principles in open banking that really apply to an open insurance landscape as well. And some of the key principles in our structure here in Australia there are 5 general principles. The first one being data-powered consumers, which is fairly self-explanatory. Obviously, in insurance, this would mean providing consumers control over their data and the ability to transfer that information as well for the benefit of price comparison and switching. The second principle is an economy-wide foundation, so that is encouraging greater innovation and competition and choice for customers. The third is an integrated data ecosystem, so infrastructure and standards that allow trusted advisors to operate for the benefit of customers. The fourth is less barriers to entry, again, also increasing competition, which is important in our market here. And the fifth is international digital opportunities. And we really see a huge opportunity for Australia to act as a global leader in expanding the CDR into insurance. So obviously there's a lot of barriers to get to that point. You know, of course, insurers use pricing data as commercial points of advantage. And at the moment, data sets are not openly available to Insurtechs or to new entrants for pricing and underwriting risk. So there's going to be challenges in drawing the line in what is and isn't shared, of course. Data protection, obviously, is a key consideration, as it always has been. And finally, there's a huge cultural shift as well required in any sort of data sharing in insurance. So obviously, there will be a lot of developments over the years ahead, and this has the ability to have a huge impact on the insurance industry and the Insurtech industry here in Australia, as well as globally, as we all know.
Excellent. Very interesting. Thanks a lot, Rita. We will certainly have the opportunity to talk in the future about these developments. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
I pass it to Robin now. Hi, Robin. Thank you for being with us this morning. If you can briefly introduce yourself and a brief summary of InsTech London and your local market, please.
Yes, of course. And look, thank you very much for having us, and thank you for getting a good selection of the Global Alliance around a table to have a chat. We don't do it often enough. So my name is Robin Merttens. I'm a co-founder and partner at InsTech London. We are a private enterprise. We were formed in 2016. We use the word InsTech because we just predated Insurtech. We thought the word was going to be InsTech. It turned out to be Insurtech, but that gives us a sort of unique differentiation. But that shows our age. It was formed by me and a guy called Paolo Cuomo, really because I'd had nothing else to do. There was a sort of, I had been in a startup. I enjoyed that world, and I wanted to create an ecosystem which would put investors and startups and insurers and tech together, and that has been the foundation of what we do. We've grown a lot over the last few years, even through the pandemic, with something like 130 corporate members now. They all pay a membership fee. We work to a kind of what I call a Robin Hood model, in which we take money from the rich and try and wherever we can, work and help startups in the knowledge that they don't have much money and that they, invariably need help in the earliest stages. What is it we do? The best description is to say that I think people join us for who we know, which is our network and our ability to act as a dating agency. What we know, because I think we talk to something like 200 companies a month between us. So we collect in as intelligence what's going on, who's doing what the trends are, and we play that back to our community. And then finally, what we do, we have a weekly podcast, we do monthly thought leadership reports, we do nearly weekly virtual events. We're returning to physical events. Rita, sorry you're in lockdown. We're finally emerging after 14 months of not being able to do anything with the InsTech summer party next week. That's an important part of what we do. I mean, putting people together. But we will be back, with all services fully running from the beginning of July. And I can't finish telling about InsTech in London without saying well done Italy for winning Euro 2020. And I'm going to very quickly say the best team won and move on. Yuri, well done.
Yeah, thank you. I hate the penalties, so that was not the best way to finish.
Not as much as we do.
Right. Thank you. Fair play, Robin. Thanks a lot. Can you, Robin, tell us a little bit about this very hot topic of embedded insurance that is strictly linked to the open insurance topic that Rita covered? You have released recently an excellent paper on embedded insurance. So can you tell us a little bit about this work, what you have achieved, your opinion about this trend?
Sure, and you're right. It does link to what Rita's been talking about. I mean, the basic, genesis of embedded in the UK at least has been a spillover from embedded finance, and seeing how embedded finance is starting to put loans, credit, all kinds of associated payment services into other embed them into other industries, and insurance is starting to do that now. It's been around since about 2016, but there are now really well established Insurtechs, particularly, who do it very well. And it is, you're right. I mean, when we asked around, it was the hottest topic that everybody in our world wanted us to talk about. We see it as a huge opportunity. For the number put on it globally for the P&C world is something like 700 billion. So I mean, it's a big opportunity. I think it's what customers want, in the sense that the whole idea is that you're providing them with a small, simple insurance product at the exact point at which they want it, and they can buy it then in a very simple, easy to understand kind of way. So I think it delivers to a kind of digital engagement, which the insurance industry is particularly bad at. And the last thing reason why we really like it is protection gap. Done well, it can bring insurance to a lot of industries and a lot of places that don't currently get good coverage right now, particularly sort of micro insurance point of view, and a lot of nice embedded products insuring you automatically when you buy your seeds and this sort of thing. So we like it. The fascination for us, and we're after all an Insurtech organization, is the insurance industry, the incumbent insurance industry, really isn't very good at it. So struggling to get off legacy tech. The important thing to understand about embedded insurance is it's not what we used to call affinity insurance. It's now extrapolating out a piece of your technology and being able to integrate it into somebody else's customer journey, so that as you buy a gadget from Amazon, you can say, do you want that insured? And you can insure it with a click of a button. Or, as you take out a loan to buy a property, do you want to insure the property as well? What you're doing at that point is having technology which is easily configurable, easy to integrate, easy to work with other partners and other data sources. In my world, and I suspect in most of your worlds too, the insurance industry is not in a position where it can do that. So that space between the distributors, who are invariably banks, e-commerce companies, telcos, with trusted brands, a lot of customers, a lot of opportunity, a willingness to make money from distributing insurance products, and the insurance capacity is being taken up by Insurtech. And we have now, and it's taken us till 2021, but we now have quite a lot of Insurtech unicorns here, Zego being the first of them. But that's what they're doing. They're providing what we call tech-enabled MGAs to provide all of the technology and the servicing between distribution and the incumbent insurance industry. I think it's a bad place for insurers to be. I don't think you should give up that much of the value chain. You're giving up the customer, the data, and all kinds of ways of adding value. But that's where we are, and that's why Insurtech is hot, and that's why we're getting unicorns, because this is a big opportunity and the incumbent industry needs help.
Yeah, completely agree with you. Thank you. Thanks a lot, Robin.
Thanks.
Christian, thank you. Thanks also to you for being with us this morning. Can I ask you please to introduce yourself, and if you can make a brief summary of Insurtech Munich?
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Yuri. My name is Christian Gnam. I'm the managing director of the Insurtech Munich. The Insurtech Munich is a non-profit innovation platform for the insurance industry. It was founded simultaneously in the same year as Insurtech Australia as well, in 2017. That apparently was like the hype of the foundation of Insurtech hubs back then. It was founded by the industry. At that time, there were 12 insurers that joined forces to create this hub as an industry association. And the founding members, among the founding members, were big names like Allianz, Munich Re, Generali, but also a lot of small and medium-sized insurers that joined that movement. We started off as just a provider of Accelerator Program, small Accelerator Program in 2017, ramped it up year by year. In the beginning, it was only actually managed by employees of the insurance companies, and since end of 2018, a neutral team was recruited. I was employee number 4, and that really brought it to another level. It was a neutral part between the different insurance companies, also the startups and all the other stakeholders. Our mission is to empower corporates and startups to drive collaboration at the crossroads of insurance and technology. We bring all the relevant stakeholders together, which are insurers, tech companies, startups, of course, actually the main actors here, but also universities. We have quite a few collaborations with German universities, VCs, over 20 VCs in our network, and national, international ones. And also, we also get support by the German and the Bavarian government for this initiative. We are financed mainly by the membership fees of our corporate partners. We do not charge anything from startups. Our main, let's say, our main offerings are innovation programs. We run several innovation programs per year, focusing always on special topics that are related to the insurance industry. For example, digital health was last year. This year, in the first part, we had a smart enterprise program, and an upcoming program will be on financial home. These programs are also defined in discussion with our, as of today, 20 corporate partners. I already named some insurance companies. We have most of the big German names, also mid-sized names, but also international companies like Dai-ichi Life. And we have cross-industry and tech partners such as Microsoft, Entity Data, and SAP also on board. Maybe a little bit insights into the German insurance market. There are over 500 insurance companies registered in Germany, so quite a lot. The big names, I already mentioned some of them: Allianz, HDI, Munich Re, Hannover Re, are the ones, but also a lot of small and mid-sized ones. So it's quite a competitive market. The insurance coverage is quite high here in Germany. We are by nature risk averse, so the Germans like to be insured. There are people that even more, the countries that are even more insured, Switzerland, but Germany does have quite a high coverage when it comes to, or in comparison to other markets, especially to emerging markets. The size of the market when it comes to the volume of primary insurers, it's number 6 worldwide. When it comes to reinsurers, Germany is number 2 worldwide after the United States. The dominating distribution channels are brokers and tied agents. Yeah? Even Insurtechs are strongly collaborating with this distribution channels, but this is also maybe changing. And there I come to maybe challenges that we are facing, or the insurance industry is facing right now here in Germany. It's on the one hand low interest rates. That is a huge challenge for them. Aging society. Most of the insurers also have very old legacy systems. Robin had mentioned already. It's also a challenge for embedded insurance, how to connect to those systems. That's a big topic here. And well, due to those hurdles, there are also new players coming in naturally. Insurtechs and also tech companies that are challenging the incumbents. And as a consequence of that, we in the last months, actually, we did have quite a lot of investment rounds, big investments into German insurtechs. Actually, we were number 1 in Europe, which also surprised me a little bit, but maybe because UK has already invested quite a lot in the past. But we had a really big funding for WeFox, the Insurtech WeFox. It is WeFox is offering on the one hand, a digital marketplace for brokers to manage their insurance contracts, but is also offering their own insurance. So really challenging, not only collaborating with incumbents, but also challenging the incumbents. And they have received a funding of over 500 million euros. So quite a massive amount. The second one is Clark. They've received almost 70 million euros. Clark is a insurance contract manager for the end consumer. You can change your insurance contract, so it's a digital broker. And there's also Element, a investment of the company builder FinLeap. It has received a funding of 60 million euros. Element is a white label insurance company, Insurtech, that is offering their services to both insurers, but also to non-insurance companies to implement own insurance products. So there's a lot going on this year. I would say the incumbents have realized they have to do something. And that's why we started this year, or we ran this year, this Smart Enterprise program to make them really fit for the future. And within this program, we identified 4 areas, 4 clusters of action. One is people. That is a major pain point, how to get the right people on board, how to get access to data scientists. There's a lot of competition going on here, but they need to get those people on board, and also how to motivate, maintain those people. In the field of processes, of course, process automation, but also insights into the customer wishes. That is something that, at least in Germany, the industry has not really been active at, nor not really been good at in getting to know their customer and knowing the customer, what they need. Now they realized they have to know more about them, and so they're quite fond of solutions in the field of text analysis, speech analysis, that gives insights on the end customer, also the progress. And when it comes to product, it's the 4th area. Well, on the one hand, it's offering more services in the field of prevention, so not only claims adjustment, but also offering really an additional service to be a kind of like a life companion, and not just the one who steps in when the damage is already done. So there's a quite interest to implement more services in this field. And following up on what Robin already mentioned, embedded insurance is coming also slowly. It's as I said, the main distribution channels here are brokers and tied agents. So there's a certain obligation or binding also between them, and they do not want to. The insurance companies do not want to disappoint their right now still main distribution channels, but they've already realized that they have to do something. They have to be where the customer is, and so in this last program, embedded insurance received a lot of attention from our partners. It's already quite a good, quite established in China, also in the Nordics, but here in Germany, it's coming now, and I think it will be the future. So I'm totally agree with Robin on that point. Also, thank you for your interesting insights on your study with that. It was great read, Robin. And
Excellent.
in order to implement that, no-code, low-code solutions are also necessary to bridge the gap between those old the core systems, legacy systems of the insurers that need a lot of time of coding, of programming to implement new solutions. So no-code, low-code also received quite a lot of attention in our last program in order to be more flexible and speed up the whole process.
Excellent. Thanks a lot, Christian. I pass it to Kobi now because he has to go for another call.
Right.
Thanks a lot. Kobi, good morning. Thank you for being with us. Can you briefly introduce yourself and something about your organization and this insurance market?
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Yuri, for organizing this amazing event or panel. And I want to say thank you to Robin. Robin is the founder of GITA. Without Robin, it will not be happen.
No, that's not quite right. It's me and Australia and New Zealand who are there, right there at the beginning. So
okay. So I will add Australia, New Zealand, the United Kingdom around the world. But I must say thank you, Robin, because you was very helpful for us in Insurtech Israel at the beginning. You assist us to understand the Insurtech sides. So I really want to say thank you for your efforts.
Well, that's very kind. Thank you.
And it's efforts that you can see from every side of GITA. So all of us are really helping each other all the time. So GITA is a very, very important entity for the Insurtech industry in the world. So thank you, Robin, Australia, New Zealand as well. Yes. So Insurtech Israel, we're based in Tel Aviv. We have 4 activities. The first one is investment. We already invested in 10 Insurtech startups. All of them are Israelis. Our second arm is consulting. We have 2 kinds of clients in the consulting arm: Insurtech startups that use our knowledge, connections, understanding around the world about the Insurtech to grow. And the other kind of clients are insurer and VCs that have a lot of from all over the world that have a lot of interest about what's going on here in Israel. So they use us as a front office for them here in the ecosystem. This is our third arm, and second arm, and the third arm is roadshows, event, delegations, roundtable that we operate around the world together with local partners to assist us to promote our ecosystem. So this initiative is a very, very important initiative for the Insurtech here in Israel, because we are based in the Middle East, not in other places. So we need a lot of us help to promote and to expose our technology and knowledge. And our third and the last activity is the Accelerator Program that we opened last year, together with a great coalition of partners like Dell Technology, BrokerTech Ventures, Sompo Insurance, Milliman, Sapiens, Deloitte, Shibolet, and Ayalon Insurance from Israel. So all these great international and global entities together with us operate here the first and the only Insurtech accelerator in Israel. So we already finished our first cohort. It was an amazing one, and we're opening now our second cohort. All these activities assist our ecosystem to grow and to promote themselves around the world. So this is Insurtech Israel.
Amazing. Thanks, Kobi. And one thing I wanted to ask and to have your opinion about, when we look at the most successful, we can say, insurtechs in the world, like Lemonade, Hippo, Next Insurance, we see a big presence of Israel and Israeli founders in these insurtechs. So why you think Israeli insurtechs are so successful? What you think is the secret recipe for this?
we can give the recipe, the secret one, to everyone.
Just a flavor.
So I will keep it inside. No. It's first in Israel. There's a great infrastructure for operate startups and develop technology. There's great infrastructure from the government, from the education, from the army, from the society, from the culture. You know, there is even a joke in Israel that in the previous days, the Jewish mom or the Israeli mom wanted her kids will be or doctor or lawyers. Now she wants that they will be entrepreneurs. So this is the culture here in Israel, to be entrepreneur, build a new initiative, and with a lot of desire. So this is the first stage, but there is more issues that support us to grow. First, Insurtech, from my point of view, is not just technology. It's even technology is not the issue. Insurtech, from my point of view, is solving problem with great ideas and implement technology to support that. And Israeli is very good to solve problems. You know, we live in a very tough neighborhoods. We need to be very smart to solve problems. So the Israeli know how to solve problems, take the problem and solve it. So I think this is one of the reasons that the Insurtech industry is very flourishing here in Israel. So this is one issue. The second one is because every ecosystem needs success story. The success story attract a lot of stakeholders, like investors, like startups, like entrepreneurs. So we have some great success story in Israel, as you mentioned, Lemonade and Hippo and Next Insurance, and you can add Sapiens and you can add Ernix. All these are unicorn or companies that have valuation over $1 billion. All of them based here in Israel and operate from Israel or other parts in the world. So we have a lot of success story, and it's attract a lot of entrepreneurs to reach and came into our ecosystem. So I think all this stuff, like as I mentioned before, the support, the infrastructure, the culture, and the frame of the Insurtech support us to grow a very great and active ecosystem. And there is a lot of startups that are in the pipe to be a unicorn as well, as you might know them, Tidot and Bina and Open Legacy and Lightico. There's a lot of startups that will be very, very soon unicorn as well. So this is our ecosystem.
Okay, you don't have anything to worry about because this is not easily replicable. So thank you for that. And when you mentioned about the ambition of the Israeli people and families, it came to my mind a chat that I had with an entrepreneur, a digital entrepreneur from India a few years ago. And one of the first things he told me is you have to know that in India, when you get the right time for the university, you have to go to do engineering. After getting an engineering degree, you can decide if you want to be a philosopher, a scientist, but first of all, you must get an engineering. So this is, I think, a mindset that will make the difference.
Yes.
Thanks a lot. Thank you, Kobi. Thank you, Rita. Thank you, Christian. Thank you, Robin. Thank you, everyone, for this time. It was lovely chatting with you as usual, and I'm sure there will be other opportunities in the future. And really, thank you very much. And we will be.
Yuri, we've got Amit on the phone. Amit's there, sitting quietly. Don't forget him.
Okay, Amit. Hi. Sorry, I couldn't see you connected. I thought you.
Yeah, I realized that maybe my panel is showing down below and you are not able to see me.
Okay. Okay, Amit. It's so thank you for it. So yeah, we have absolutely time for it. So yeah, if you can, like the others, make an introduction of yourself and your organization, please.
Sure. Hi, everyone. Good morning and good afternoon based on where you are. My name is Amit Diwari and I represent India Insurtech Association. I am responsible for international partnerships for India Insurtech Association. As you see, we share the acronym with Italy Insurtech, IIA. We are a non-for-profit industry organization which brings together Indian Insurtech startups, insurance and reinsurance companies, policymakers, service providers, and individuals to help grow the ecosystem. I think we are one of the latest entrants in the Insurtech Association group. We were established in 2020. We worked with the digital insurer to release the latest Insurtech map early this year. So that is something that we could certainly pass to the Italy Insurtech members, to Yuri. We have got close to 60 odd Insurtech and corporate members who have already joined the board, and there are others which are in the queue. Briefly talking about the insurance landscape in India. India has got 24 life and 34 non-life insurance companies. Interestingly, insurance industry was open to private players only in year 2000 by the regulator, by the government. And there was a cap of FDI of the tune of 26%. Over time, the cap was released, and today the FDI cap stands at around 74%. The insurance penetration and insurance density in India are still very, very low. Rita talked about 10% insurance penetration in Australia. It stands at 3.76% in India. So way to go there. But the great thing is that over the last 5 years, Indian insurance industry has grown at a whopping 15 to 20%. The other metrics that we could see is globally the ratio of life to non-life business premiums is 45 to 55, while in India it is 75 to 25. So there is a visible skew towards life insurance share, and as the economy grows, we'll see a correction in this ratio along with increase in insurance penetration and density. However, the Indian insurance industry has grown by leaps and bounds over last 10 years. There is unimaginable growth potential as well because of the sheer size of the country. We have got close to 110 Insurtech firms, and several of them have expanded at a global scale as well. Out of these, there are 2 unicorns as well. All said and done, last couple of years have been really great for the insurance sector. Government, regulator, institutional investors, and the Insurtech space, the startups and entrepreneurs are all upbeat about the sector. And the positivity is evident by the growth momentum and IPOs, 2 of them that are lined up in 2020.
Excellent. Thanks, Amit. And there is particularly a topic that is very, very hot, very interesting in India. You told me about that. It is microinsurance. Can you tell us a little bit about it? What's your opinion, your point of view on this big trend?
So, the concept of microinsurance, historically, if we go back, it was unveiled around 2 decades ago. And it was primarily targeted for the rural areas, which were underinsured and uninsured. It was seen mostly as an extension of microfinance, but it evolved over time. And today, we also see a lot of microinsurance, which are also called bite-sized insurance in urban areas. For this particular topic of interest, I'll talk mostly about the rural areas microinsurance. And there has been a large segment of world population which has been underinsured or uninsured. There have been a lot of efforts by international and national welfare organizations, but this reach of microinsurance for that segment is still at around 10% of its potential market size. Now, if we talk about the challenges that exist in microinsurance, there are 4 key challenges that I can think of. The first one is affordable premium for low-income groups. The second one could be the ease to understand and the simplicity of products, how it could be defined for the target segment. The third one is effective and highly efficient underwriting, claims, collection, and all the other associated operational processes around the distribution and product conceptualization. The fourth one is the distribution cost and the coverage that it demands. What has happened over the last 10, 15 years in India with the technological advancements, the ecosystem has evolved and many of the challenges are either suppressed or eliminated. Some of the key uniquenesses that India sees is the top one is the massive internet adoption. There are 665 million internet users, which is still around 50% of the population, and it is growing at a great pace. Customer preferences are evolving with higher acceptance for integrated or embedded propositions. So they are buying crop insurance along with the purchase of fertilizers or seeds or the supplies for livestock. So that is a great thing. Digital adoption is very high. Another metrics that I could share is 1/6 of world population resides in India, but they account for 1/3 of the world mobile payment users. So it solves the problem of claim settlement and premium collection, etc. completely. Other than that, peer-to-peer and index-based insurance, those have been hugely supported by the government. There's a lot of public-private partnership that is happening in this space and which is boosting these initiatives. So with all these changes, micro insurance is now acknowledged as a highly effective tool for inclusive growth, and it has got all the right attention from respective corners of the society. I think COVID has only accelerated the pace at which micro insurance distribution and conceptualization is happening. Now, if this industry can capitalize on this opportunity, I'm sure that it would make this world a much better place to live over time as we take all the benefits that we have seen out of COVID.
Excellent. Thanks a lot, Amit. Thank you for your time. Sorry for the delay in letting you speak, but really I didn't realize you were with us. So sorry about that. Thank you for your contribution. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. I know that you're very busy, you have to go. So thanks a lot. We will have a chance to catch up in the future. And obviously, we will provide you all the details when this recording will be broadcasted during our summit. Thank you to all the speakers. Thank you to everybody that will listen this and watch this video. And up with Insurtech. Thank you, everyone. Talk soon.